Welcome to my channel. This is actually going to be the first video that I upload because all my other ones got erased that I was trying to upload. So I'm just going to start the whole channel over. So basically what this channel is going to be about is movie reviews mostly. Um, and, you know, these are going to be my opinions. You know, people are entitled to their own opinions, and some people won't like what I say, and that's fine. I won't like what some people say either, but I mean, this is just how I feel on these movies. Um, so, as always, there will be spoilers, um, and these are my opinions. Um, so, everyone's entitled to it. So, basically, I'll just go through the information of the movie, go through a little bit of it, and tell you what I think of the movie. So, the reason I'm looking down is I have my notes. I do that every time I review a movie. When I'm watching a movie, I just, jot stuff down that I find interesting in the movie or I didn't like. Um, so today I'm going to be reviewing The Namesake. Um, if you've ever heard of it, it is based on a book by, let's see, I can't really pronounce her name. I think it's Jumpa. I'm totally gonna mess up the name. Jhumpa Lahiri. I think that's how you say it. I do actually have the book and I have read it. Um, now this movie is PG-13, um, which I'll go into later. It's a drama and it was released in 2006 and it is 122 minutes long. It stars Cal Penn as Gogol or Nikhil, um, Taboo, who is Ashima, and Arfan Khan, I think that's how you say it, Ashok, and it's directed by Mira Nair. Um, like I said, this is based on the book of the same name. Um, Basically, what the movie is about is Indian, sorry, I'm closing out some stuff. Indian immigrants. So Ashok actually came to America because he was called to travel the world and not just stay in one place. He then marries Ashima, which I think, if my calculations are correct, she's about 16 when they get married. It is an arranged marriage. She does not have any say in the matter if she marries him. I mean, she can say no, but she thought that she would marry him because she liked his shoes, which is a very important part of the movie because it shows not only that in the beginning, but when it's about to end, when I won't get to that part yet, but when the son tries on the shoes, um, it's basically kind of related to that. So there is just a smidge of violence. It's just one part where there's the reason that Ashok travels is because he's in a horrific train crash, and from what I understand of the movie, it is, I mean, he's the only survivor, I think, and he was holding his book um, by Nikolai Gogol. That was his name, and I'm not sure if it's poetry or if it's just writings. But that's why Cal Penn actually gets the name in the movie because they couldn't decide on an actual name, so they gave him a nickname, which is Gogol, until the grandmother of Ashima could come up with um, a name for him, which he did not receive until I think he was 3, but he decided to keep Gogol. And that's what he went on to having until he was, I think, 18 when he graduated high school. So basically, that's what the movie's about. It's about, this family, this Indian family, living in the suburbs. I think it's New York, if I'm correct. Um, they buy a house, they go through their trials. It kind of goes along, it's like a timeline movie. I feel like I'm saying a lot because I'm trying to think. I think faster than my mouth can speak, so that's why I'm just overwhelmed with thoughts right now. But there I go again. Anyways, so it's like I said, it's a timeline. It goes, when he's a baby, when his sister Sonia is born. Um, he graduates high school. He goes to college to become an architect. Or yeah, he was going to go into engineering until his parents took him to India to see the Taj Mahal. Um, and that's when he changed his major to architecture. And he goes to college for this. He meets a young American girl, which his family was kind of like, they want you to marry a Bengali, which is, of where he's from. But he actually falls in love with the American girl with blonde hair. He's really involved with her and his family and her family. And he really doesn't call his parents. He kind of basically puts them on a back burner for the time being until, she wants him to come home for the weekend, but he says no because he wants to go to the country with his girlfriend. They end up going, and the parents are very old fashioned. They don't like to see, you know, their kids touching each other. I don't even think they touch each other unless it's to procreate. Um, so they go, they have a nice time. They sit down for dinner, and Ashok actually tells Gogol that he would like to speak to him if they go to get ice cream, but it's actually just to speak to him. He tells him the background of why he got his name, what is the reason for it, not just because he likes the author, but because he feels like everything after that moment from that train wreck, there was a gift. And he wanted Gogol to know that. And, Gogol thinks that it reminds him of the train wreck whenever he looks at him, but in turn his father is like, no, that reminds me that every single moment, every breath I take, everything I do is a gift, even you. you know he says as soon as he's born, he says, you're, being saved from that train wreck was the first miracle in my life, you're the second, which I think is just beautiful. Everything in this movie is just beautiful. You're not bored in the movie. Things go pretty fast, but they make sense. Like um, in other movies, they'll just kind of rush through things, and you'll be like, "What? Wait!" You have to rewind and go back and say, "What just happened?" But with the facial expressions of these actors, you can just tell what's going on. Ashima is just incredibly beautiful. I think she is very beautiful. Um, just the way her face when I mean, it's just, you can tell she's in pain. You can tell when she's happy. You can just tell, even if she doesn't even move her face. Even if she doesn't smile, even if she doesn't cry, you can just, say, oh my gosh, she's sad because whatever's going on. And eventually, um, they go off to the country. Um, and before this, basically what it is Ashok's gonna go um, I guess teach for the summer or something like that. And so he's teaching Ashima how to use, the home security system, um, and stuff like that, so she can be safe because she will be alone. Because Sonia, the younger daughter, she moved to California, and so she will be all alone. Um, so Gogol never calls. He never says he got there okay, even though the mother tells him to call. Ashok actually calls later that day and says that he's at the emergency room, because his chest hurts. He said he will call her when he gets home. He never calls. So Ashima, she is worried. She keeps calling. The last time she calls, they tell her that he died of a massive heart attack. Um, and you can just see the pain. You can just see the pain in her face, in the way she talks. The whole part after that is so moving because you can feel the pain. Like, even right now, me talking about it, I'm emotional because, I don't really know much of the Indian culture, but, in the movie, she has her fingers painted red. She has the dot on her forehead. Her hair is painted in the middle right here, her toes, and I'm assuming that means that she's married. And so, um, she washes her face, she takes off her bracelets. It's just an emotional moment, and she just goes outside and breaks down, because this is not the first time that she's lost somebody in her family, um, while she was, or they were away. It's just a very emotional part. um, you know I'm not really sure who the main character is, because um, the book the book and the movie is about Gogol, because that's what the namesake is. That's his nickname. So I'm not really sure who to say is the main character. I think there's three main characters. There's Ashok, Ashima, and Gogol. Um, and just overall, I think this movie is a very nice movie. The only thing is, like I mentioned earlier, is I do not think it should be rated PG-13, because there is a part in the movie that does have full nudity. It is of the back, not of the front, but I don't think that they should have rated it PG-13 because of that. But I mean, I wouldn't have any problem with my kids watching it. I would just kind of have to tell them not to watch that part, but every other part in this movie is just amazing. I didn't have any complaints besides that one. Um, like I said, there's no violence, except for that one part, and that's not really violence. I wouldn't consider that violence. Um, and for language, I don't even think they swear in this movie. I watched it a couple days ago, but I don't even think they say any bad words in this movie. There is drug use, which is marijuana. Um, I don't think a young child would notice that, but me being adult, obviously I noticed it. So, anyways, I would definitely have this rated on a 5. That's going to be my rating system. There'll be 0 being like the worst movie ever, you don't even want to bother with it, and 5 is going to be absolutely amazing, go buy it or watch it right now. So this one's definitely a 5. The music in this movie is absolutely beautiful. I love the singing voice of Ashima. That's not actually her singing voice, but it's just amazing. It's beautiful. So, that's my review of The Namesake. Next time I'm going to be reviewing which I will be uploading tomorrow. It's going to be Friday, so it's going to be a scary movie. I haven't really decided which one I'm going to do. I think I might be doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Not sure which one yet. But so if you would like to see that, make sure that you smash that subscribe button. And make sure to like this video. And if you have anything you'd like me to review, please comment below. I do have tons of movies. I have tons on my computer. I have tons. I have about 400 on DVD, and I always have access to other ones. So just remember to stay tuned for the next video. So I'll be reviewing, pretty sure it's going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But make sure that you subscribe so you can see what's going on in my next review videos. And also I do have another channel, which is Bargain Beauty. I will link that in the description below, so if you'd like to check that out also. I think that's it. So just stay tuned for next video and make sure you like this video if you did like it. So we'll see you next time.